right, I'm sending this live.
Test and
We are
career
live,
battle and
so
stress test.
don't swear too much.
Well, I'm a little angry. I don't suppose there's a chance that this is magically going to... Oh, maybe... I wasn't actually reading the message. Replace this file in destination. Yes, no, that is... Let me decide for each file.
So we're live. This is the Stardock stream. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to push us live, even though Paul's still messing with his build. He spent his entire morning putting together some cool stuff to show you guys, and now it's not working, and we are very frustrated, and we apologize for that.
It is uncool, to say the least.
So let me know when you want me to flip over to
well, let me
screen.
get the game running.
Right.
And if you hear me go, oh, yay, it worked, then you'll know that it worked. I don't know why it's not working. It's like a mystery, magical mystery tour. It's almost like this is...
So frustrating. I apologize.
Oh, my God.
Is it...
Something
Can I
else.
flip? Can I show the game now, please?
No, because this is a blank screen.
Oh, God.
What is happening
Man,
now?
we are just having issues here.
I'm sorry. I might have to...
Oh, my God. What did you do?
I'm
going to flip it over to that because this is funny.
I had no idea.
This is what live debugging looks like, you guys.
No, this isn't even debugging because I'm not even in a dev. I'm just literally like, duh. This is live, duh. Okay, anyways, let me kill it.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
This is super weird. Like, I don't even understand how we're getting this behavior.
I mean, that's what I said. It's like a mystery, and this is why. Oh, did I hit quick start? No, I didn't hit quick start.
Don't hit quick
start. I was told not to quit hit start today. Hit quick start.
Oh, boy.
Okay, anyways, this time it's going to work, and everything's going to be great.
It's going to be so good.
Okay.
We're all going to be happy. And we're going to show the
game.
game.
The video's up. The thing is up.
Hey, all right.
Really quick go
good so
here
far.
just to look at something, see if something changed. Nope. Okay, well, I guess all of my work was wasted.
Excellent.
So yay for wasted work.
Oh,
yep,
boy.
it's gone.
Yeah, we were going to show you this custom faction
I can show you, but it looks like garbage.
Well, then let's not show them.
But it's cool.
It is cool, but if it's
you
all
can like
screwed
change
up,
the surfaces of
sweet.
things. You can
that's awesome. I didn't know
style.
that existed.
You could select the different styles. You can select the different colors. And then my favorite thing is you can randomize. And so any valid ship style will show up in this list. But you can like literally go in here. Look, I like this blue and gold.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I will totally play with this.
Yeah, this is really neat. What you're not seeing is I redesigned the screen to make this window a lot bigger, so that you could actually see what you were doing.
Yeah,
and
that does look super goofy.
Got rid of some of these filler graphics, and I don't know why it's not working. Anyways, so despite all my efforts, you get to see the ugly version. So welcome to development. But yeah, the
ships look cool.
Well, see, the cool thing is this. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it. So you'll be able to select your this is your interface color. This is your map colors. But down here is the ship styles. Right now, only the existing games are on. The existing ones are in. And then you can select from colored appearance, which is essentially ship colors. And there's going to be a buttload of them. All the existing races plus... Like here, like I'm economic relic colored. You can my favorite one is asteroid because asteroid looks kind of awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's like I'm a shiny asteroid.
You are you are the
and then you can go in here and you can change. Here, let's start with these are the subsurfaces. Which for some reason, I'm on the wrong material. Oh, maybe asteroid doesn't like. That's weird. Oh, okay. I see. You can see the subsurfaces changing there, and this is so you can literally say I want to be a pattern or not a pattern or and then down here is the different surface material textures. Oh. So you can say I want to be glossy or chromy or mirrory, and this is per ID. So you can have the red be matte and the red be chrome and the...
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then so we'll have a bunch more color defs here. You know, we'll try and make sure we've covered the gambit. It's a little pain. It's kind of a pain in the butt at this point to say just pick red and blue. So it's easier for us just to have sets, because really it's not just 2 colors. It's 5 colors. It's this color. It's the primary, the secondary, the engine color, the lights, and the secondary lights. So like the windows.
Okay.
So that's why we're doing it that way. But it's pretty cool. Anyways, and also, so here we go. Here you can put in your trade. I'm going to be blah, blah. Let's see. Actually, we can tell how old this up. You can select your logo. You can select your image. You can write a description. You can put in your call sign. So I know everybody who sees like Terran Alliance or IS or whatever, you can actually make this, ISS or whatever you want it to be. We're still working on setting up personalizing your star system and homeworld. Oh man, this is hurtful.
Oh man.
And then you go in here and you can say, I want, these are the different traits, and you buy them. So this will be a little more obvious once the screen has been redone, but it's like, so I want to be bulky instead of dense, and therefore now now all of my stuff takes up more mass, right? But I just earned 2 points that I can then spend on being super influential. So you can essentially buy through here. You get 5 points to buy stuff. If you don't want any negatives, you don't need any negatives. All of our factions have some negatives because it makes them more interesting. And this mess down here is all the abilities, which I guess I will skip, but it essentially is pick 2. And then appearance, which I kind of showed you, even though it looks ugly. And then this is the personality thing. So this is, you get to select your tech tree here. But this below here is actually primarily for the AI. So you go through here and say, this race is aggressive and this race is spiritual, and they find fortification their most important thing, and influence after that, and then wealth and military. And this essentially sets all the priorities that when the AI uses this race, they will behave that way. So it allows you to create like a believable, each faction will play different when you're not playing it.
That's awesome. I always really like when my custom stuff that I make in a game shows up like with the AI using it, which is something that Stardock has done really well in the past with legendary heroes and stuff.
We don't want to just override your idea of your character.
Right.
Which is what we always normally do. Is just, actually in Galaxy 2 we said, pick your AI. There was like 4. Pick your AI. Whereas now it's essentially craft your AI a little bit, and then of course the AI is going to do what it wants with these parameters, but it goes a long way. I mean, this is essentially the stuff that we use to create the races.
No, that's awesome.
So that's there. It's a little bulky right now, so never mind. But
we have a good question actually out of the chat. Is there a difference between the generic and the Terran tech tree?
At the moment, they're actually the same, but I will probably nerf the generic down a little bit or change it to be a little more generic because some of the, I guess maybe the better word is I will probably tweak the Terran tree to be a little more unique. Okay. Because like I'm going to have 4 tech trees for the AI to pick, for the miners to pick from. Okay. So that and generic. So there'll be 5 trees for the miners to pick from. And then if you want to pick one of those, you can too. They won't be nerfed. They won't be bad. They just won't be as much painstaking time put into getting them.
Sure.
They'll probably be like, I'm going to have a synthetic one because there's several minor races that are synthetic. And
well, and it bears saying that if you really want to have your own custom tech tree, you can go into the XML and do that, right?
Oh yeah.
If you are a hardcore or more of a modder yourself and you want
once probably not right with the vanilla game, but for 1.1 we'll probably release the editor that I have, and then they'll be able to just copy what I have, and it's all in Excel. You'll need Excel. I'm sorry if you can do it the old-fashioned way with just any XML editor, but the Excel editor that we have makes so much easier.
Oh, it makes it way easier.
So much easier. So that is what we're doing. Anyway, so
hacking the XML directly is it's a chore.
Yeah, let me start a game up. I lost track of where I was.
Let me get to some questions then while you're getting the game set up. Let's see. Zapgun for Hire was joined us for the first time this week. Welcome, Zapgun. It was mentioned in previous dev streams that a trader could trade for some non-mirrored text from another faction's tech trees, like one could in Galciv 2. While some text might not be available for either lore balance or other reasons, is this feature still planned for Galciv 3?
Yes, it's actually being held up right now by the visuals in the tech tree, and that all of our graphics people are really pissed. It is definitely planned. You'll be able to trade between. There will be a couple that are locked, but mostly it's going to be, I can get your crazy weird race.
Sure.
There's some of them that will literally be useless to you, though. Like if you trade for your growth improvements and you're not synthetic, they're useless to you.
Sure.
So, and we can make the AI know, oh, don't do that.
Sure.
But it's hard because now we have to actually add like stuff into the tooltips that says,
Right.
by the way, this is going to be useless to you. Of course, if you just turn around and sell it to some synthetic race, maybe it's not useless to you.
Right.
So,
Right. All right. Is this, meaning I think the custom faction screen, is this going to be part of the new update, the next beta?
yes,
Sweet.
it will be in beta 5.
Paul, are you a PC game player? I can answer that for you. Yes, Paul plays PC games.
I am primarily a PC game. Although I did buy an Xbox One the other finally, and I mostly use it to play. As a matter of fact, I think all I've played on it is Halo.
I own a PlayStation 4 and don't own any games for it. So, yeah, I've been still obsessed with Age of Wonders. So, anyway, those guys do great work. Good job.
Oh, no, let me... no, I'm going to be mad if this doesn't work.
Oh, your hacks?
Oh, wait, I better not do that. I might crash.
Well, it wouldn't be a first time on the stream.
What was the Prime test?
All right.
Yay! Okay, that means that works. All right.
Apparently, Gilmoy thought that I was Derek. No, I'm Adam. Derek has not been on the Galciv stream, I don't believe.
Ever?
No, he did an LH stream. He did a Legendary Hero stream a little while back, but I don't think Derek has ever popped into the Galciv stream. No, I'm Adam. I'm not Derek. Although I'm flattered, I think.
Okay, everybody cross your fingers.
Yeah?
Okay,
This
is what I've been giving to the artist to balance battle.
Oh.
And as you can tell, it's called stress test.
We're getting the Windows contemplation cursor.
Oh no, it's a
That's
huge,
never good.
It's a huge batch of commands, so it's taking a long time.
Excellent.
Okay, so what this is a 64 on 64 battle.
Okay.
I probably should have run it first. So, because the first time it plays, there's some particles loading that it kind of chugs, but then after that, it's fine. Anyways, this is what will be essentially you're playing on an immense map or a large map, and you have exploited the hell out of the game. This is the type of battle you could have crashed the game with.
No!
Oh, I'm so sad.
Well, that is sad. Well, that's the kind of battle that...
I was literally saying the word crash the
Oh,
game. That
boy.
was working. Okay, anyways, Jesse's going to punch me in the head now. Anyways, maybe I won't run that one. Okay, so we have a battle. I wanted to show that to you because essentially it's, I don't know, like 24 fighters and 2 frigates and 2 corvettes and 2 battleships and 2 cruisers and 2 dreadnoughts and 2. I mean, it's a huge death match of death. Sorry, I just got somebody's
Jesse yelling at you, probably.
No. Okay. All right. Anyways, let's do non-craziness, I guess. I'm so mad about that. Wonder why that crashed. It's got to have something to do with the fact that this build was kind of slapped together. So sorry about that. Next week's build will be much more stable.
All right.
Anyways, let's just do some regular stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Let's do some questions.
Okay, that sounds good. The CW asks, will the ship designer get another pass?
Yes.
When do you expect that players will have that?
It's kind of last on the list, unfortunately. I would say if we do a beta 6, it would be in beta 6. If not, it will be in the final game. I mean, sure that there'll be some tweaks in beta 5, but we have things we want to really do to kind of sexy it up, and it's not ready for prime time yet.
There you go. Let's see. In particular, let's see. When you design templates for ship classes, the auto designer will place any weapon on an arbitrary weapon placement point. I would like to see that you can specify a placement point for a missile and a different placement point for beams, etc.
Yes.
Oh,
I
there you
would
go.
also like that. What we will probably do is have them, it's not specify, as a matter of fact, it should already, maybe it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. I would want it to, sorry. I would want it to default to, because what we don't want is, this is great for the player, because they're going to tend to put on there, but when we make these templates, we go, I don't know what weapons you're going to be putting on.
Right.
So what we need to do is have it be, this tries to be a beam.
Sure.
And then if there's no beams available, it will use
so
the
it'll
next
cascade
weapon in
down
line.
to whatever.
Yeah,
sure.
so that is definitely a polished thing that I would love to do.
All right. Question: do the tech descriptions have humor similar to Galciv 2's? Yes, they do. We hired, if you didn't know, we hired a cracked writer, Chris Buckholtz, who is very funny, who actually just had an interview with him posted up on Polygon today, so you can check that out. Buckholtz does almost all the writing for Galciv. And
Oh, I forgot I had
He's
things
very amusing, so you can look forward to that for sure. Let's see.
Okay.
When will this come to beta? It is beta. It will release soon.
Yes.
Well, actually, Brad already said it on the forum. Whatever.
Yeah.
So we have slipped just a tiny bit to May. We will be coming out in May instead of April. So we apologize for that. If you were looking forward to the 1.0, which presumably you are if you're watching this stream, but we will be out in May. So good times. People want to see the Iconians. Are we ready to show the Iconians yet? Or is that next week?
No, I mean I can show the leader. Their ships aren't in yet.
Okay,
so
nah.
it's kind of pointless. It's kind of pointless to show them. I am playing with them though. I'm working on their design, and I'm really. It's funny because I don't know. Maybe I could show here. Let's see. Fog of War. Hello.
I love the Your Leader cinematic.
Okay. Where are they? Okay, so I've been working on. Oh, maybe I don't have them in this build. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's some new nebula types.
Ah, that looks sweet.
So here's a gas cloud.
I like that it's got a little bit more verticality to it, a little more Z-axis.
And then, let's see. There's somewhere out here should be a radiation cloud. Yeah, there's a radiation cloud.
Ah.
And you'll notice that these actually all now do more substantial effects. So, like, this one will literally knock the hit points down out of a ship if you fly into it. And they don't come back when you come out until they hail like you've been damaged.
Sure.
So you could literally like sit outside and blow people up coming through. Or if you're the Iconians, you can park inside.
Oh, are they immune to the
They're
bad effects?
Immune to nebula effects. So I'm really excited about that.
Cool.
Like they all do, like even this one, even the regular nebula does a penalty to accuracy, which I found out has been broken for like the last 7 builds. So, and then let's see what else. The dust cloud now reduces all armor. The gas cloud slows everybody down. So if you're in and it slows them down, slows down accuracy, slows down everything. So if you have a battle in a glass cloud,
it's space. You could have a glass cloud.
Don't throw asteroids in a glass cloud. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so yeah, if you have a battle in a gas cloud, range bonuses range is way more important. So that's when you're like, it's like I'm specializing on missiles, which have the longest range. I'm going to go in here.
Sure.
And also, like, you can build your Starbase inside there.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of fun with that.
Sweet. Let's see. Are internal trade routes still planned?
I don't know if internal trade routes were ever planned.
All right, then.
I have thought about doing internal trade routes, but I don't think we ever officially said we were going to.
All right, then. Let's see. Can we get a window or something to show where the Starbase is on the map when in the Starbase screen?
Window to show where the Starbase is when in the Starbase screen.
So like a little mini map with a ping on it or something.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
That is not a bad idea.
I didn't think about that. I will think about that.
All right. Miratax is making fun of me for talking about Age of Wonders 3 instead of Off-World Trading Company, which is totally fair. Off-World Trading Company, we launched into early access yesterday. That is Soren Johnson's new game. Soren Johnson and Mohawk Games is his new indie studio. Stardock is publishing their first game. It's called Off-World Trading Company. It's an economic RTS, and it's super cool. So check it out. It is, I believe, last I checked, number 12 on the Steam top sellers. So you can find it that way, or you can search for Off-World. It's super cool. You should check it out. There's a really cool video that the Mohawk guys put together to kind of show off the game, and there's a ton of Let's Plays and tutorials and stuff on YouTube. So, so hook that up. All right. Let's see.
I would be playing it except for the fact that I'm a little busy.
Yeah, 16 hours a day of Gal Civ 3 doesn't leave a ton of time for.
No, it doesn't. Oh, hey. Okay, let's see what this goes. Okay.
Let's.
All right.
See.
So let me pause
right.
this. All right. So now you can see this is a very small battle. This is not a stress test. Now I'm kind of punch shy of the. Okay. So this is. This. Oh, I guess because I don't have another capital in here. This is a medium. He's acting as the capital ship. He is actually a escort normally. And these guys, who are flying a little weird direction,
Yeah, they are
guarding this
kind of
carrier.
low riding.
This carrier is following this frigate.
Oh, interesting.
This guy is guarding this carrier.
That
These guys are now targeting the Guardians that are these guys, right? So they want to go take out the Guardians because their next target is the carrier.
Okay.
So, but these rules are flexible. So as these guys fly in at each other, they'll start taking shots at each other. And if anybody survives, I have the thing slowed down. I should probably speed it up. There you go. So if anybody survives, they'll literally just like, okay, I'm out of here. That was a weird little thing.
Yeah, it was.
And then once this moves in, this guy is now in range. He's going to start taking these guys out. So I don't know if anybody's actually going to make it to their targets.
Hey, did you get the?
They blew up the Guardian already. Oh wow! Ouch.
Oh, it looks like are those
And
the?
then they turn around.
Are those the skybox backgrounds in?
Oh no!
No,
this is
that's
still
just
garbage.
some
garbage.
Man, I don't know.
Okay, that was actually kind of cool. So let's watch that again. So this guy, those fighters come in. They take out their whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta. Fix
Yeah,
this.
when you get the camera angle that low, it really flies.
Okay, so we fix. Okay, so these guys come in. They fire at Their goal is to take out these Guardians first. I apparently put crappy Guardians in, so they do it almost immediately. This guy his goal is actually to take out the other frigate, but he'll stop and take out anybody who's coming in for the support ship. But now they're like, oh, well, screw you. We have a higher priority target still in range. It gets blown up. They're like, oh, never mind. We'll go back and kill him. So they're actually behaving much more logically now. And the rules are all applied. And essentially what we're going to do next is make it so as you build a ship, you'll go into the designer here and you say new design. And all of the default ships, of course, will already do this. Hey, where's the templates? Oh, yeah, thumbnails are broken. Anyway, as you go in here, you'll equip things, and I don't have anything unlocked, so this is kind of stupid. But if I come in here and I grab a missile, right, I'll put the missile on here, and underneath these over here will be 3 new stats currently called threat, value, and strength. And as you put different things on, your threat, your value, and your strength will raise, right? If it's a tiny ship, it's going to have really low strength. But you put hit point things on it, the strength will go up. If you put shields on it, the strength will go up. If you put a support module, the value will go up. If you put just straight weapons on it, the threat will go up. Then the combination of all those things will essentially turn the ship into it will go, oh, this ship is best for this role. So as you design ships, you can literally, and it'll be a great thing for advanced players. Basic players, who just use the pre-canned ships probably will never even care about this, because if I do my job right, the pre-canned ships will meet these rules nicely. But say I'm building this ship. Actually, suppose technically, depending on how you unlock techs, different ships could get unlocked in different roles. So that'll be kind of fun. But anyways, you go in here and you go, I want to make a an escort ship that is actually a huge with carrier modules that's actually a support ship or whatever, and you can kind of then build. This is where we go to. You're building your deck of cards, right?
Sure.
So that's going to be really fun. And then depending on what role he ends up on, it'll say right underneath it once you get to one where it settles. It'll be like he's an interceptor. Oh, actually now he's an assault ship. Oh, now he's a capital ship, and he's definitely a support ship. And those roles will make the battles play out differently, as we were kind of seeing in this kind of simple example here, which I'm going to make less simple because,
We had a relevant question in the chat. Are we going to get tooltips that explain all these ship roles and behaviors and stuff?
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
Or I will get in trouble.
Yes, you will. Will we see support modules in Beta 5?
Yes.
Nice.
You probably won't see them all, but you'll see some, yes.
Let's see. Will we get a tentative schedule update? Yes, we should totally do that now that we've adjusted our schedule a little bit. We should definitely do that and stick it on the forum so that
I
everybody
leave
can
that
see.
to Derek and Brad.
It's actually, yeah, well, what happens is that Brad goes into some random thread and tells people things.
Oh, by the way.
And then I go in and or Island Dog go in and make a nice, pretty, schedule post about it.
Yeah, we laugh a little because it's like, well, I've asked if we can move it back a week. Who is it you're asking? Actually, that's not true. Derek and everybody
That's
cares.
True. That's true.
I mostly am like, yes, you can. I am very happy with the way the game is coming. It's going to be great in April, but I could make it better no matter how much time you want to give me. And all the only difference is these things that are boiling in my brain will come out in a patch or in an expansion. We'll probably have a really substantial patch 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you know Stardock games, like we have put out a ton of stuff as free patches. I mean, yes, we'll do DLC as well, but free patches are a big thing for us. We have certainly the history to support that, so you can look forward to that for sure. For Galciv 3, we will do lots of patching and lots of DLC and lots of expansions, and we're going to be making Galciv 3 for a long time.
Okay, so I've got 3 carriers in here, each with 6 fighters each, which is who's flying by, and then we've got 2 frigates here. These are escorting this battleship, and this battleship is grouped with this battleship. See, the movement is kind of janky.
Yeah, they're kind of sliding around a little bit.
Don't judge me. Anyways, now these little guardians back here are taking out the fighters trying to get to the support, and because I made a bunch of them, they actually did it this time. So the carriers look like they might survive.
Yeah,
and now it's going to get down to the brass taxes between these guys here.
Brass taxes?
Yeah.
You mean brass tacks? Brass taxes?
I guess brass taxes may be a incorrect colloquialism.
That's fantastic. I love it. Sorry. No,
I have heard brass taxes used
Seriously?
in a plural. I have heard that, but I am...
From native English speakers?
From native English... Hey, people say stupid things.
That's true. That's true. Hey, I don't bust your chops nearly as hard as I bust Scott's chops on the Sorcerer King stream, so you're all right.
So I'll let this. Anyways, you got any more questions? I'll let this run.
Oh, we got lots of questions. We're totally behind. So thank you for your patience, everybody in the chat. We do the questions as we can. Let's see. Could we have the missiles launch in the direction the weapon is facing and then track back around to its target?
Yeah, actually, we're working on that. That's any missiles because I'm really unhappy with the way missiles are working right now, and they're not efficient code-wise, and they're slow. They slow down performance. So yeah, I think we need them to. I really, and this is my dream, and maybe in an expansion someday we can do this. I would love to have the weapon scale, what the weapon looks like, scale with the size of the ship. So when you put then we could do turrets, right?
Sure.
Whereas we can't do a turret right now because you put a turret on a tiny ship, it looks ridiculous. So what I would love to do is make it so, and like I said, this probably be expansion pack fodder, is make it so if you put a missile on a medium ship, it actually uses a different graphic, and that way they can track and do.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where we thought of a little late to get in. So.
Let's see. Somebody in the chat is really aggro about us hiring a dude from Cracked, which is weird, but okay.
Apparently, Cracked is bad.
I guess. I don't know. He's just a dude who writes for it. He doesn't
I don't think
own
he's
the site
like
or anything.
Cracked. He's
like a dude.
He's a dude who writes for Cracked.
Right.
Cracked
so anyway.
is like most companies these days just subs all this
Right. Right. So anyway, let's see.
It's not like we hired Walter Isaacson to write for us.
Walter Isaacson. I don't know who that is.
Famous writer of mine. I thought he would be. He wrote the Steve Jobs book. Stephen King.
Okay.
It's not like we wrote Stephen King's right. Okay.
All right. Let's see. What else we got? Will different forms of government be implemented in Galcev 3?
They will, but it's going to be simpler, at least in the first version of the game, where essentially, as you research up the trees in the government tree, here they are, interstellar government, you will pick them, and that will... In Galcev 2, they essentially just gave you a bonus, right?
Sure.
And then the difference was you would choose, and then that would affect your affect a couple of things. Whereas now you'll literally go in here and you say, I want the Federalist Party. And then once you've unlocked them, then you can choose from any of them.
Okay.
So, but it's a little simpler. I don't know if we're going to bother. Wow, that's kind of weird. What's that? That was the new one. I do not approve of that weird thing that is happening. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if we're going to bother with the... You've gone to war. You need to get it past your government, thing. That might go into a more advanced, the problem is it's not enough of a game changer to really be worth it. But we do have some more ideas for kind of crazier diplomacy things. So something like that might show up eventually in there.
Okay. Let's see. Why not do a Battle in the Nebula? That would be because they don't look cool yet.
Yeah. That is more or less why. Matter of fact, I'm not happy with the skyboxes at all. I mean, I don't want to say I'm not happy. Like, people are shirking their duties. I'm just saying we have a lot planned for the way the skyboxes are going to work. And once that's in, it all kind of goes hand in hand with, even like this screen, we want this Earth to look better. So we're going to have... We've got a lot here. I'm going to show something I probably shouldn't. Okay, ready. Oh.
What in God's name is happening? I was reading the chat.
Okay, so this is...
the new diplomacy thing.
This is the beginning of the diplomacy screen, and it looks like a bunch of planets on a grid right now because that's what it is.
It looks like a billiards table, kind of.
Well, there's going to be on discs, and the discs will be different colors. So like the inner circle here would be gray. Would be a little gray disc with a gray line. That's why this little legend down here is here. Okay. Which nobody can see because my head's there.
Yeah, well, here, I can flip it over.
And then you will, and here is you, and as you click Earth, it'll show your relations with that. And like, the reason the Drengen is back here is because they're actually on another ring, which you can't see, that is the war ring.
Okay.
So and then the beauty of this, and then your logo, will be on each one. You click it, you'll get the details. The reason why this is not hooked up is because we literally we gutted the old system.
Okay.
So you get in here, it shows all of the races. This screen will support 100 races. That is why we're redoing it this way. So it's pretty awesome. Like when you zoom out like this, it'll actually show a big pie chart circle of all of the planets. Oh, hey, that's new. I didn't know it did that.
Oh, gosh.
Awesome. Anyways, so this is Colin's probably down there flinching right now, but I think it's pretty cool. Look at that. So,
it'll be really cool when it's finished.
It's going to be really nice. And this is a much better, you go to the UP and all of a sudden these will all arrange into who's in the UP, who's out of the UP. You go to all civilizations. You can actually just show the minors, just show the majors. And then over here, this little bar, depending on who you select and what mode you're in, will say who's the most powerful race. This will say how that race is standing. You can talk to them from here. You can speak to them from here. You can get a report on them. It's going to be pretty cool, and
Sweet.
I shouldn't have showed that, but it is neat.
Well, we've shown just about the worst things we could possibly show this week, so I think we'll be okay. Let's see. Can we get flak weapons that more effectively shoot up fighters, etc.? Asks one of our users.
Maybe. I refuse to. We have a lot of ideas for kind of crazier power-up weapons that I don't want to promise anything. I have one that is essentially drops a black hole in the middle of the battle.
Excellent.
Things like that. But it's like, I don't know. You have to balance it. Right now, we already have this problem now. Now that we have fighters, it is possible for 2 fleets to destroy themselves and have 2 fighters flying around, or 3 fighters, or even 5 or whatever. Those fighters technically don't have a carrier anymore. What do you do with them? Do we just spawn them onto the map? And then I was like, yeah, I could just spawn them on the map as a fleet, and they'd be really slow, and you'd have to move them back, as if they were just ships. But the problem with that is, I'm sure some clever guy would figure out how to farm free fighters out of that.
Right. That'll totally happen.
So it's dealing with cheese is like one of the hardest parts of my job.
For the Starbase side, give us a clear indicator as to how many constructors a single base can hold, question mark.
Oh God, it depends on the type. Depends on your race trades. Depends on all kinds of things. A buttload. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'd say what, 30.
Well, I think he's asking 35? For something like in a Starbase window, like how many constructors you need to upgrade it as far as you can with your current tech. Is I'm guessing what he's after.
Oh, it already does that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I mean, it does. It says how many modules are available on that ship. So you can literally go over. I don't actually have a Starbase. I can make one.
You certainly could.
Sorry, constructor. As a matter of fact, here.
Oh gosh.
Let's do this. Oh, I always spell frickin' constructor wrong, and did twice. C-O-N. Oh, wow! I got a extra E. Oh God! Now I'm embarrassed. How do you spell constructor, Adam? C-O-N-S-T-R.
There you go.
U.
Yeah. The rest of it's right in the. There you go.
So I was right. I was just put the R in, but wait.
Construct. Oh, there's a C before the T. Gosh, this is like remedial 3rd grade today on Stardock stream.
Okay.
I apologize for that, everybody.
Let's make us a big ass Starbase and find out how many Tootsie Rolls we can put on a Tootsie Roll. Okay. All right.
Let's see.
I'm gonna need more text, so maybe I'll have to unlock to build the killer Starbase.
Question for Paul. In previous dev streams, you mentioned the possibility of resources tied to dead worlds and gas giants. Is this still a possibility?
It is
for
still
the base
planned,
game?
and everyone who's yelling at me about the Thulium planet named Thulium, that is something that slipped through. That is actually a resource planet. Matter of fact, you can find one out here now, I'm sure. And the problem is, it's not using a unique. It doesn't have an icon. It's not using a unique graphic. It doesn't tell you what to do with it. It's very embarrassing for me. And that wasn't supposed to be in. I was literally like testing it, and because it's set to kind of rare right now.
Oh, it doesn't show up
here's
a
one,
lot.
a Thulium planet. A world devoid of life. This is actually a resource.
All right.
You can actually mine this right now. If you just go click it, it's completely useless to you, but you can do it. And then there's also Prometheon, which is a gas planet.
All right. Let's see. Will there be more anomalies added?
Yes. I couldn't tell you how many off the top of my head. It's essentially one of those things like, we'll just keep doing it as long as we think of stuff.
Sure. Let's see. The Tech Newsbot has so much potential. He could do all these different actions. I know the cinematics team is doing a ton of stuff for Galciv still.
Yeah. Well, we have another we have another advisor and another bot that will be divided up amongst the races.
There we go.
And also in the campaign, the Tech Newsbot or the advisor will be used to as kind of a tutorial aid. He'll be like, "Hey, dummy, did you know that if you right-click on things, you can move to them?" Sure. And actually, the campaign, the overall narrative will be driven by other races talking to you, like the primarily, at least in the beginning, the Iconians will be like, "Hey, here's a planet," blah, 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 blah. And but then whenever it's something like I can't dress up in generalities, so hey, we'll give you this planet. Perhaps you should build a starport. Whereas I'll literally have the newsbot come up and go, "We recommend you build a factory." So that's what. But also, so he kind of can take the place of a little advisor.
All right. Let's see. Will the cinematics, speaking of cinematics, will the cinematics be race specific in appearance and flavor text, or will it just be general / Terrans for everyone? It's probably going to be, there's going to be the one kind of cinematic.
Too many ships in orbit.
Oh, that's a weird bug.
Oh, look
Are
at
you
that.
maxed out on constructors in there or something?
Why is there 100 and... Oh.
Because you spawned a crap load of...
I spawned them on top of me. Oops.
Excellent.
Okay, sorry.
No, the short answer is that the cinematics team has a ton of work to do, and for both Galciv and Sorcerer King and for other projects, and so that's just there's a finite amount of cinematics to go around, I guess.
Okay. So actually, let's really quick look here. So this guy says apparently there are 10 modules available.
Okay.
Right now, that means because I haven't picked a ring.
Oh, sure.
Right, I haven't picked a ring. That's all of the basic level things.
Sure.
So I can really go in here and say, I want Starbase Defense, I want Advanced Starbase Defense, I want Omega Defense, I want Particle Defense, Disruptors, Plasma Beams.
Oh, no, it's showing you available constructors, not modules available, though.
No, it was, no.
Oh, because you
no,
picked
see,
military.
now there's 12.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
So, no, I never picked a military. So, so it is going up, but the problem is there might be a bug. It doesn't seem to account. It's like, yes, you have 10 things that you could build this minute.
Oh, but not how far you can upgrade it.
But if you build this thing, you will get this. So what it really should show is anything that is buildable with your tech level, regardless of how many steps up. So that we can tweak.
All right. Let's see. How much influence do the previous experiences of developing Galciv 1 and 2 have upon the developing Galciv 3? Did it make it easier? Lots and lots and lots. One of the great things about Stardock is that we don't turn over developers very much, or anybody really much, not just developers.
Pretty much everybody except for, well, I guess not everybody, but all of the Galciv 2 people, almost all the Galciv 2 people are working on Galciv 3.
Right. And so I mean, one of the big things about Stardock is that we keep people around, and that makes them. Derek talks about this a lot, but it makes a huge difference in how productive we are. And so, like, the Galciv team is whatever we said, like 12 people or 13 people or whatever. Like, there are very few studios that can make something like Galciv with the team size and the time frame that we have, just because our team has stuck together and they have a ton of experience and we all know what we're doing. So it makes all the difference in the world. Let's see.
There we go. Oh man, I thought for a minute I was gonna be able to max out this Starbase.
People want to see a multiplayer stream. That's something that we could definitely look at doing.
You know, we tried that at one point, and the problem is we get distracted. And then there's a lot of us talking and sitting around.
Right.
Because Galciv, because it's turn-based, and this is weird, it really kind of complements itself to a almost like a card game kind of mentality. You can just sit there and talk and chat and then play. There we go. I maxed out the Starbase. I don't know. We don't.
I don't think your defenses are actually working correctly, or at least they're not displaying correctly.
No, none of this updates until the next turn.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. There you go. Let's see. Will there be more than 6 choices for your homeworld? And if so, can you adjust planet class for 1, planet class 2? Can you adjust planet class to between like 1 class 8 and 2 class 4s and stuff like that? As far as customizing
I guess
a
I
race.
don't understand. What was the...
So as far as customizing a race...
Yes.
Will there be more than 6 choices for your home system? And can you customize that further?
As a matter of fact, we were just... this is being implemented right now. The way it's going to work is we're going to make a bunch of systems. There will be all the standard ones, Earth, Iconia, blah, blah, blah. So you can copy them. You can essentially say, I want the Iconia system with... but the name should be Paul's Planet.
Sure.
And then it'll be the Paul's Planet system, and it'll be saved with the race. But we're going to make probably 10 or 20 other ones, mostly based on all the different planet traits. So if you want a planet, you want to start on a radioactive world for some reason, or you want to start and then we'll have these different systems. We'll kind of shake it up. Here's a system with 3 habitable planets, but they all suck. Here's a planet. Here's one with a great planet, but it's got nothing else. And then you'll go through and select one, and then you'll give it a name, and then that will get saved with your race.
Sure. To answer the question about multiplayer, that's definitely something we can look at. especially now that the game's a little further along. We had tried it like back when in like beta 1 or beta 2 or something, and it was
Oh
not
no!
as-
I love the idea. It's like I said, we get distracted and we yammer, and that's less fun.
True. All right, let's see. Will there be any more contests? We would love to do more contests. Let's see. Right now, the short answer is that, generally speaking, a lot of the planning and everything for the contests falls on me,
Whoa.
and I am fully. Whoa.
That is
Goodness.
a lot of constructors.
Yes, it is. I'm spending kind of all my time on getting us ready for GDC right now because Stardock is going to do some really cool stuff at GDC that you should definitely look forward to. So early March, we're going to have some really awesome announcements. So that's what's taking up all my time right now. So I don't have any time to put together Cal-Civ contests.
I'm going to assume these 5 fighters are not going to make it.
Oh my goodness!
But
This
if
is
they
a
could get
ridiculous
past,
battle.
if they could get past that battleship. If they could get past those battleships, they could take out all those constructors. It would
that would be
bloodbath.
beautiful.
Oh, they do have doom rays. Oh, but they have mass drivers. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh no! Here it goes. Oh yes, watch the slaughter begin. Oh, sorry. I love
okay.
watching little guys blow up.
Man. Let's see. Rather than the yellow outline on selected ships in the battle viewer kit, the ships just brighten a bit when selected. The yellow outline is kind of silly. Yeah, it's terrible.
No,
We know.
well, no, we're working on that. And actually, it's not that the little outline is silly. It's that it doesn't get turned off, so it looks dumb.
And it's just huge.
Yeah. When you want to know which ship you have, I'm fine with it being outlined, but the problem is it shouldn't stay. It shouldn't stay on.
Sure.
Holy crap! They won.
Nice.
I'm gonna watch that in fast motion. I want to see what happened. Okay.
Will we get more sources of ideology points?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Oh
Nice.
my God. They're,
Do you want to talk about that at all?
I'm sorry. I'm too busy watching them slaughter these poor constructors. Oh my God.
These poor battleships are just chumping around like derp.
That shows a Doom Ray. Doom Ray trumps
All
hit
right.
points. Okay. What else? Yeah. Well, primarily there's going to be more events. There's going to be more ideological events. So those will be your primary motivation.
Sure.
There's a couple of ideological traits that let you get them from other things. I was going to do an invasion choice, but I don't think that's going to make it because I'm not happy with how it's coming out.
Okay.
But that might show up in a future patch or in an expansion. We're just going to, we'll create more and more events, and I would like more ideological events to come from anomalies and stuff too. That is one of the things that's missing right now is we will have them on anomalies. So
Sure.
you can make a choice and kind of choose what you get, and then that'll add up. So that'll be a lot. Although we got to be careful because they're meant to be kind of rare, but they're too rare right now.
Sure. Let's see. I don't like DLC nowadays. You should pay. Now you pay full price and you get fewer features than you did back in the day. I just want to address this real quick because it annoys me. If you look at Galactic 3, what we're going to ship in 1.0 is way more than what we shipped in, for example, Galactic 2 1.0. We get some people like to give us flack because there are features that were in expansion packs to Galactic 2 that are not in Galactic 3. For example, espionage came up recently in the chat.
Yeah, but espionage in Galactic 2 was really lame. It's going to be awesome in Galactic 3, but we just didn't want to put in a copy of a kind of lame system.
Sure.
We want to make it a real take home.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is Galactic 2 had 2 really big expansion packs after, years of additional development time. I mean, it's just if you're not happy with what we're providing in Galactic 3, then certainly you're welcome to let us know that. But at the same time, I feel like it is my duty to point out that what we're going to ship in 1.0 is a freaking huge game.
I understand because everybody feels that way to some degree at this point because people do kind of nickel. I mean, in the world of
sure, and there are bad examples out there.
Free to play games, it's
Sure.
very annoying. What I like to think of it as with the DLC, and I've kind of talked about this before. The DLC is kind of things that we would have never put in the game but are fun, right? And then the expansions are things that push the game forward, right?
Sure.
So, and then a matter of fact, one of our things that we have to do is make it so that you can turn them on and off, because we don't want you to, be able to go, well, I want the Snathy as a major race when I'm playing by myself, but I don't really want them in the base game or whatever.
Sure.
But I like to think of it as essentially we are doing, and I can tell you because I've been there, I did Galciv 2, and we did a lot of content. And I would say Galciv 2, except for a few minor things, actually has more stuff. For everything we didn't do, we've added a ton of things. But that's not really the point. The point is what the DLC and expansions allows us to do is make more stuff. It allows us to keep the game alive longer. And, in the old days, you'd have an idea, and it's like, that's not good enough to warrant having a whole team on something for 6 months to do an expansion. Oh, the expansion's not big enough. I remember having this conversation. The story was kind of a funny story of I wonder what would happen if I just did soak. The Twilight of the Arnor was literally Scott pitched it one day and said, "Oh, that's weird. Why didn't it soak?" Oh, well, anyways, I guess I can't soak because of all the cheating I've been doing.
Oh, you have been doing a pretty remarkable amount of cheating, I got to say.
So anyways, the Twilight was supposed to be like a 3-month little thing. We were going to just add a couple things, and then we were literally like, no one will buy this. They'll feel like we're cheating them. And then it became a year-long project, and we added a ton of stuff, which is great. And we plan on doing that too, but we had a lot of fun little things that don't get in because they aren't worthy of $49 or $39, right? So that's what DLC means to me. It's all these fun ideas I have, all these little projects I want to do. They can get made now. And if you don't want them, you don't have to get them. We're not going to make it so like the DLC are required to go to the next expansion.
Right, for sure.
So, I understand the grief about it, but I would like to, at least on our side, say we have no intention of gimping the main game. We're not gimping the main game for DLC. That is not how we roll. And we are doing DLC because it is now a viable option. That's the only reason we really do it. And it's nice. It's great. I love it.
Oh, it's awesome. And honestly, you can look at like what we've done with Legendary Heroes, and just about every time we ship a DLC, we also ship a free patch that includes a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
From bug fixes and new features and new content, new monsters, that kind of stuff. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that people are feeling supported and that like they don't have to buy the DLC. Oh gosh, are you doing your crazy?
I'm trying.
Your crash the game
been
script
on for
again?
A while. I can crash one more time.
That's true.
Oh, I do see a Windows cursor though. That's a bad sign.
Oh goodness. So let's see. What else do we got? Questions. I think I might have actually gotten through almost all the questions. My God, that like never happens on a Galciv stream anymore. You guys are just talking amongst yourselves too much instead of asking me stuff. How big is the Galciv 3 team? I think we counted it up a month ago. It's like 12 people or 14 people.
It comes and goes. Right now it's 3 artists, 6, 7 developers, 1 assistant producer, 1 producer, and me.
Plus, if you want to count, depends on how you want to count QA.
And QA.
QA and marketing and cinematics. And there's a lot of people working on the game for sure.
Oh yeah, and cinematics. Although they work on multiple projects.
They do.
So
so do I. But I also
as
love
far
Galciv.
as the people who are living and breathing
Galciv
24/7, that's me and the people I mentioned, the artist and the producer.
But like Brad spends a lot of his time on
Brad.
Not a lot of his
Brad
time.
Brad is a floater. He's like what's the guy on? Well, he's dead, I guess, now on Game of Thrones. But
that describes a lot of people.
The Lannister father.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'm not spoiling anything. You wait in the wings.
You totally just
spoiled
spoiled
that for
for
things get
someone,
ruined,
I guarantee it.
things are going badly. You swoop in and save the day. He's the reserves.
Let's see. Have the battle viewer graphics and UI improved? Oh, yes. They've already improved quite a bit. What you're seeing here is way better than what you have on your machine.
It'll be better and better.
Yeah, and we're going to keep working on it.
Our primary focus right now, the reason why it looks like things are moving a little weird is because we changed a lot of, to get the rolls working. We changed a lot of the underlying math. And now we have to kind of go back through and repolish movement. And we also, we didn't like the way the lasers work, so we changed that a little, and then it broke something, and that's just development.
Yep.
But yeah, that's our primary. Most of our big brains right now, all of our graphics brains people are all on Battleviewer, pretty much 24/7.
Let's see. Hey, I heard that Stardock bought the rights to Star Control. Is that true? Golly, it surely is true. We should talk about that at some point. Not today, but at some point we'll talk about it. Let's see. What else do we got?
Something may come of that.
It may. We didn't just buy that for fun, it turns out. Although that is possibly the kind of thing that Brad would do.
We bought it so no one else could ruin it.
That's right. We don't. Nobody needs to talk about Star Control 3.
Yes.
We can just pretend it didn't happen. Star Control 3 and Master of Orion 3, man. We got to break this Space Game 3 curse.
Yes, we do. I think we may already have broken it.
I think we
there is a
probably
long way to go. We have a lot of stuff to do, but the game is already fun. I don't think anybody's like, this game is just garbage, So, actually, there's always somebody who's... and I don't agree with you, whoever you are.
That's true. Let's see. I just had one. Chat's moving too fast. Let's see. Beta 5 rough ETA. People have been asking. A couple weeks. I don't know.
Is it February now?
It's February now.
It's early March.
That's what you're thinking for Beta 5?
Yeah. Well, we want to get both the new races in, and therefore we need the ships, and plus we'd like to get Invasion, and we have a lot of things we want to get in. I don't know if all of it will, but we'd very much like it to be very solid.
Sure. Let's see. Missiles seem overpowered. It'll be point defense weapons in the lakes. All kinds of things are overpowered right now. I wouldn't sweat it
I
too
would
much.
actually disagree at this point. Missiles
really?
might seem overpowering if that's what you're playing with, but beams will. Well, actually, no. Now that I think about it, I did make a change that might have made missiles overpowering. Yeah, that's why we balance.
There you go.
But yeah, missiles have a really slow rate of fire. So that's their kind of their limitation.
Gotcha.
Beams, it's one of those things we have to balance.
Sure. Why do Iconians need to watch for happiness? I would think that robots don't need happiness. I think you meant the Yor, but that's okay. What is the deal with Yor and morale?
Everybody always asks this question, and
It's
it is not my.
It's a totally fair question.
No, it is. They are sentient and therefore literally hey,
but
we're not taking over the world.
We're not taking over the
world. We're very upset about that. I would like to tweak it a little so that it feels different, kind of the way we do with growth.
Sure.
So it's not something that we're not considering,
Just call it bandwidth.
But we can't just say they don't have approval because
sure. Well, you
they
need the
are
mechanic to some extent.
Yeah. And also, they're not a hive mind yet. They're striving to be a hive mind.
They're called the Yor Singularity.
That's their goal.
They're called
to be
the Yor Singularity.
Be a singularity. They are not actually a singularity.
All right.
And that is perhaps bad naming. And Brad may come and yell at me and say, yes, they are. And
That's
then I'm
true.
in trouble and I get fired. And then you have this meeting with Derek next week. But like I said, I don't, because the whole point is that they're transitioning to the singularity.
Okay.
If they were the singularity, they'd be a much bigger problem. That's a different game. That might even be Galactic 4 is how big issue that is.
Somebody has been, in all caps, waiting for Urquan Masters sequel for literally 10,000 years. I feel you on that. It is one of the greatest games ever made, Star Control 2, which is part of the reason that we bought the IP and you haven't heard anything yet is because whenever we do announce something, it's because it's something that we, as huge fans of that game, think is worthy of putting out. And, that's there's a whole lot to live up to there, and we are well aware of that. So there you go. Galciv major motion picture release 2017? Question mark? Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm going to go ahead and
however,
say,
start writing a book.
Did you?
And let me explain because I'm not. NaNoWriMo is this thing.
Oh, yes.
National Writing Month. I was like, I don't have any ideas, and I was like, well, and I really got to focus on the game. So I was like, well, what if I write a story?
Oh boy,
that is set in the universe. And what's funny is what came of it is I changed I didn't actually. I wrote like a chapter.
Well, that's
so. But what I did end up doing was reworking the campaign around the ideas I came up while working on it. So that was kind of cool.
Excellent.
And the campaign is going to be a little more story-driven. I mean, I don't want to say story-driven because we're not doing an RPG. It's not getting RPG. But we're bringing in a little more of the, this is why this happens. This is why, and it's hopefully it'll be fun. I'm really excited about it.
Nice. Poor Creature of Existence has been a loyal viewer for months, probably months. For a long time anyway. We appreciate his support, and I've been ignoring his question, which I apologize for. I want to get to that question, then I'm going to shut the stream down because we're over an hour, which is ridiculous. But the question is, any updates about the 8 ships who are finalists in the contests? When will they be part of the game? I don't remember where. I think what we promised was that it'll be by 1.0.
It will definitely be, and I just realized there's a camera on me. I'm sitting with my mouth open. It will be in 1.0 for sure. I think I'm going to use them in the campaign.
Oh, cool.
So that's my current thought because there's a bunch of these super ships that are given to you.
Right.
So it allows me to have these really neat looking ships that are
because they are really
unique.
Intricate.
And and that way we don't have to worry about the player building 100 of them.
Yeah, no, that's a good call.
So that is my current plan.
And it's totally a sweet prestige thing for those guys because they made that contest went really well.
Yeah,
everybody made really amazing entries for that, and I was super impressed because I surely cannot even approach that.
Brandon's working on the Thalian ships right now, and they look pretty awesome. I can't wait to show those. Hopefully we can show those. We might even be able to show this next week, but I don't want to promise it. Maybe the week after that.
All right. That's awesome. All right. Well, that's going to be our stream this week, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Definitely check out Offworld Trading Company if you like space games. It's an economic RTS set on Mars. I promise you it's super cool. It's from the lead designer of Civilization 4. He is incredible, Soren Johnson. And it's available on early access on Steam. Check it out. We will be back next week with more Galactic Civilizations 3. And big stuff coming to GDC from Stardock, which is super exciting. I can't freaking wait to get that stuff out there.
I don't
it's
get
be
to
so
go.
Cool. And Paul doesn't get to go. Paul
I will be here working on Galactic.
Yes, we are not unlocking the shackles that keep Paul at his desk.
The only reason I am jealous is because March in San Francisco is my favorite time in San Francisco. And it's the best time to go run in San Francisco.
Okay. I will not be doing any running in San Francisco. I can guarantee you that.
Last time I was there, I did 7. I got up at 6 in the morning. I ran all the way to Sausalito. Not Sausalito. The other side of the Golden Gate Bridge and back to my hotel. 17 miles.
Dang.
And it was beautiful. And
that's awesome.
Of course, if I did that these days, I'd just die.
I would literally die if I tried to do that. So... all right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back. We got. I should mention that the Offworld Trading Company guys, they stream every Thursday at 3. Wednesday is Sorcerer King, Thursday is Offworld, and Friday is Galciv. It's all kinds of streaming going on, so you can check stuff out all the time, and it's good times. And we appreciate your support very much. And we will see you later.
Why is there 2 Starbases?
Stop breaking the